This one is very, very special for so many reasons. And then I think there are probably a few people from Brook Hollow, the church without walls, that are here. But this is special because it's not giving a proclamation just to any pastor of any church. This is presenting a proclamation to the pastor and first lady of the Church Without Walls, Brook Hollow, and also happens to be my own church. So this one, I was watching this movie I've seen it 50 times, called Taken, the movie Taken. And in the end, when the guy is standing after he shot the guy a couple of times, and he was in the elevator, and the guy in the elevator, bleeding and everything, he's telling the guy, the father, it's not personal. And the father replied, but for me, it is personal. Well, the same thing today. This proclamation, this one is personal. This one is very personal. And that's why it means a great deal for the council members to be here today to share this very special moment. But after 31 years of the church being in existence, and when you look back 31 years ago, Pastor West and First Lady Sharita West, and look where we are today, God certainly has brought the church from a long, long way. And in bringing the church forward, the city has also moved forward, because the church has not just been a blessing to those members at the church, but it's been a blessing to this city and, quite frankly, to the whole region. And so I want to thank you for that. Now, if someone will hand me, where is it? By the way, by your vice mayor. Oh, and then let me also acknowledge the vice mayor, as I said, introduced him in India, the deputy mayor for the city of Houston, Jerry Davis, who is also present. Councilmember Lester, thanks. Yeah. Let me do this, and this proclamation is being issued to Dr. Ralph Douglas West. We give honor on this day to Dr. Ralph Douglas West for his deep and abiding commitment to his congregation at the Church Without Walls and the surrounding communities over the past 31 years. And under the leadership of Pastor West, the Church Without Walls is devoted to spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, the study and application of God's work, and global outreach. And the church began with 32 members and now embrace 20,000 plus families, meeting in 2 locations with over 60 ministries and conducting 5 services each Sunday. You can clap for that. That's no small feat to start with 32 and then now to be at 20,000 plus. Through publications, television, and internet, Dr. West is seen and heard by nearly 500,000 people around the globe. From the pulpit to the lectern, he is sought for his preaching gifts. Dr. West completed degrees at Bishop College, Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and earned his seminary. What did I say?
That's about right. Amen.
From birth to the cemetery, let me tell you. And earned his doctoral degree from the Beeson Divinity School of Sanford University. Today, the Christian world recognizes him as one of its premier proclaimers. Dr. West was recently identified as one of 12 most effective preachers in the English-speaking world, according to a survey conducted by Baylor University George W. Truett Theological Seminary. The award is among the most prestigious honors in preaching, and you can clap for that. That's no small honor. In recognition of his 31 pastoral anniversary and his 43 preaching anniversary, the city of Houston congratulates and commends Dr. Ralph Douglas West and First Lady Sharita West on their steadfast Christian leadership and global ministry impact. And if I can add, this team has been dynamic over the entire 31 years. I've seen him preach and teach, and I've seen the First Lady be a role model, a teacher, an example of just how to conduct yourself and carry yourself in a first-class way. In fact, I think I've seen many First Ladies over my lifetime, but I think she has given a new definition to what being a First Lady is all about. This is a First Lady with some real first class, you know. And then because of their prayers and their support over the years, I have the privilege of now reading this line. And therefore I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proudly proclaim September 20th, 2018 as Dr. Ralph Douglas West Day in Houston, Texas. To God be the glory for the good he has done. Come on, y'all, get a little closer.
I gotta hold my head up.
And Dr. Wilson, as we do it here at City Hall, after being presented the proclamation, if I can have you come up and say a few words and introduce some of the people that are with you, we certainly would appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Turner, and to council members, the City of Houston, its employees, and to friends of Houston and some of the members of our church. Let me express publicly today my genuine appreciation to Mayor Turner and the City Council and the City of Houston for this signal honor. I'm humbled by it, and I'm most appreciative to receive it, but to receive it from the hands of someone that I think is so deserving in a time like this to lead our city into the future. Yeah. Mayor Turner is a friend and a brother, and I think it needs to be understood, particularly in a political climate like this, that his governance, his moral and his ethical governance comes from an authority higher than himself. Unapologetically, he submits himself to that authority. I'm not dismissing the name of that authority for any political reasons or to be politically correct or not to be offensive. It is just a recognition that when people assume that there are some folk that lead merely out of their own intelligentsia, for somebody to lead who reads scriptures and reads through the Proverbs and the Psalms for wisdom and to find foundation in the Old Testament and to give a kind of benevolence from the New Testament readings, I want to thank him for honoring me, a preacher. That's what I am, a preacher on this day. And then to be honored and recognized as someone who has tried to live as salt of the earth and light of the world. I've said to some of my members who at times have thought that I may be, because I'm not making a lot of noise or out in the middle of the streets, that I am disconnected in some way or another to what goes on in Houston, Texas, and our nation and the world. You don't get the mayor in your church when you don't know what's going on in the world. But we made a deal a long time ago. You be the politician, and I'll get behind you, and I will support you and we will support you, and I'll let you be the voice. And I'll do what God called me to do. I'll be your priest, your prophet, and your sage. And then he, in turn, does what I need from him. When I'm doing what I do, he supports me. That has made a great friendship and a great relationship. And so thank you to a congregation that has provided me with the platform to allow me to develop, use, and expose the gifts that God has endowed me with. I mentioned, and I sit down now, about sun and light, or light and salt. Both of them they work. They don't call attention to themselves. They just make things happen. Salt is sprinkled. When it's done right, it can purify and it can preserve. It can keep. And that's what I want to be. I want at the end of my journey that my life has counted for something. And if nothing else happens good out of it, I got a few things. Sharita, Ralph, Renika, and Raphael, and Trey. So may I turn again? You know, I could go on and on, but let me just finally say thank you, and I mean that. I don't take it for granted. I hugged him and I said, now I apologize for intruding on your day like this, because I don't need to be here doing this. You have so many other things that you need to be doing. But thank you for pausing long enough and saying what you have said and honoring me the way you have today. You know I love you, brother. Peace.
Thank you. Renika and Raphael and Ralph, why don't y'all come up so we can all take a picture together? And but if Sharita, if you don't mind. I mean, you know, it is City Hall, you know, and you are a tremendous role model. You really are. So if you will, please.
Miss West.
Good afternoon. Thank you again, Mayor. Ditto to everything Pastor West has said. I don't think I could possibly say it as eloquently as he did. But I want you to know we do appreciate you and love you as a family. One thing I have to say about Mayor Turner, he is an ultimate encourager. It's not a Sunday that when he's not attending that he does not whisper something encouraging in my ear. He's been a blessing to me in a personal way and to our family overall. God bless you for the work that you do here in the city of Houston. I whispered to him on the way on the walk over that your mom would be so proud of you right now. So we stand here as a representative for her, just applauding you for the great things you've done in the city and as a part of our church, as a champion for right. Yeah. And we thank you for that. Yeah. God bless you.
Yeah. Champion for right. That's a good word.
Now, if I can get you all to come line up right in front of here.